Hello, boys and girls. Now we get to my favorite version of the Three Bears. We've been learning about Jan Brett, and this is her version of the Three Snow Bears. In fact, I think there might be a picture at the back. So to start with, Jan Brett went and visited Alaska, and she got a chance. Here's a picture of her there. She got a chance to see some real igloos and meet the people that lived up there. And she liked them so much that she decided to write this version of the Three Bears story. And I want you to think about what's the same and what's different. So the Three Snow Bears. "Come back," Alukey shouted as her huskies floated out to sea. There they are. So this is a story about Alukey, and she has 3 husky dogs. A red one, a white one, and a black and white one. "Come back," Alukey shouted as her huskies floated out to sea. Oh no, she knew that although an ice floe is a good place to fish, it's a bad place to lose a dog team. Not far away, a snow bear had just started to eat their breakfast, a snow bear family. But it was way too hot for Baby Bear. And so that's what's coming up next. I wonder what's going to happen. "Owie," said Baby Bear. "My breakfast burned my mouth." "We'll go for a stroll and let the soup cool," said Mama Bear. Meanwhile, Alukey's huskies have gone way out to sea now on their ice raft. And there they are again. The huskies are kind of in trouble on the ice. Alukey was running along looking for her dogs when she came upon the biggest igloo she'd ever seen. Who lives here, she wondered. There's the bears off on their walk. And there's the bears. They see something out on the ice. Alukey ducked inside. Right away, she smelled something delicious. Across the room, she saw a big bowl and a medium-sized bowl and a small bowl. Surely the good smell was coming from those 3 bowls. What is happening with her puppy dogs? I see them there. There's the bears. Alukey took a sip from the biggest bowl. "Owie," she cried out. "That is too hot." Then she took a sip from the medium-sized bowl. "Ooh, too cold." Finally, she tipped up the littlest bowl, and it was just right. She drank every drop. Not too hot and not too cold. There's the bears. What are the bears up to now? In the next room, Alukey spotted 3 pairs of beautiful boots standing in a row. She put on the biggest boots. "Too big," she said. Then she put on the littlest boots. "Just right." She put on the medium-sized boots. "Too fancy," she said. There's the medium-sized boots. So fancy. Finally, she put on those little boots, and they were just right. And she wiggled her toes into the fur lining. And there's the bears. They're swimming now. Now the bears, and there's the huskies. I wonder what's happening. Alukey walked into the last room and found a long sleeping bench piled high with fur covers. Heat from an oil lamp warmed her cheeks and made her really sleepy. Time for a nap, she thought. She crawled under the highest mound of covers, but that was too lumpy, she grumbled. Then she tried the middle bed with fringe, furry covers, but she sank down so far she could hardly breathe. "Too soft," she said. Then she rolled over to the smallest sleeping space. The furry blanket was cozy and warm, and the pillow was just her size. Just right, Aluki murmured, and was asleep before she could even take her boots off. Now what are the bears doing? If Aluki hadn't fallen asleep, she might have heard her dogs barking happily. Papa Bear and Mama Bear and Baby Bear had spotted them adrift in the strong current, and they went out to save them. The Snow Bear family was pushing Aluki's dog team back toward their igloo and safety. There they are. They're all happy now. There's Papa Bear. Uh-oh. Papa Bear crawled into the igloo, and he saw his big bowl sitting in a pool of spilled soup. "Somebody's been tasting my soup," he roared. And Mama Bear rushed in and saw her soup had been sloshed around too. "Somebody's been sipping my soup," she growled. "And somebody found my soup," sputtered Baby Bear in her high squeaky voice, "and they ate it all up." There's the huskies. But Papa Bear ran into the next room and saw his boots in the middle of the floor. "Somebody's been trying on my boots," he boomed in his big bear voice. And Mama Bear put on her fancy boots. "Somebody's been putting my boots on too," she huffed. "And the fur is all bunched up." And Baby Bear saw her boots had disappeared. "Somebody has taken my boots and left these not-so-good boots," she wailed. The bears ran into their bedroom. "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed," said Papa Bear bellowed. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too," said Mama Bear. And Baby Bear perked up her head and said, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still there." Aluki opened her eyes, and she saw the great big three bears' noses only inches away. Oh no! She hopped out of bed and dove between Papa Bear's big furry legs. Oh my gosh! Quicker than a seal, Aluki ran from room to room until she burst outside. And her huskies bounced around, barking and smiling their little doggy grins. They were so happy to see her. And Aluki and her dogs flew over the frozen ice, dodging ridges and cracks, and she looked back and she waved a thank you to the snow bears. She couldn't see them, but she heard a big gruff voice and a middle-sized voice and a high squeaky little voice calling after her. "Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye." So the bears waved goodbye to Aluki. So it's kind of a happier ending, really. So that's the end of the three snow bears.